Okay. 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Trance, and I'm here with Holmes, and today I'm going to be showcasing Road Trip Adventure. Uh, this game is probably the best thing in my childhood, I swear.
Yeah, this game, especially this any percent category. This is like the most stereotypical speedrun you are ever gonna see. Absolute meme category in terms of just the random bullshit we get up to. It's gonna be great.
Okay, so countdown's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So straight away, the president of the world no longer wants to be president. And he's given up his race to anyone who can beat him in a 3-lap race. To do so, we need a super A-class license and win all the races, but sadly, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go on our way to the last area in the game, called Papaya Island. To do this, we're going to drive through the ocean.
Yeah, we're just gonna take a bit of a swim real quick. Game does not care. In fact, the game actually, some of the collectibles in this game are because this game is in fact a CarPG collectathon. Because why wouldn't it be? The PS2.
Should be seeing the ocean about now. Just take a nice nosedive in. So how the overworld is kind of laid out, the world eventually loops back on itself, hence why we're able to drive through the ocean to get to the last place. Oh, I hate this bit. Cool. So instead of progressing through the overworld normally, we can just go right instead of left, and we'll eventually hit the last island.
Yep, and the reason we headed to the last island is because there's an NPC in a house who is going to give us probably the single best item in the game before the post game complete the game 100% items. But the item we are going to get is going to be absolutely insane.
I'd say the upgrade that we are going to get is probably the reason this run exists.
Yeah, it would basically not be possible without this one single item.
Just gonna do a nice quick drift around this tree to get into the Q's factory. Q's factories are basically our checkpoints, and we can walk back here later. Also here we can change our car parts, do actual races if we wanted to, and also save our game data, which I am going to be doing as a safety mechanic for when we do roulette later on. So right now I'm about to line myself up to do a jump that we're not normally supposed to do. If I fail the jump, I can just walk back and try again.
Yeah, that's generally the kind of the first hurdle for people learning this run is learning this here jump. There's definitely a bit of a trick to it. We kind of abuse the physics by this game has a delightfully wonderful and buggy physics engine, and it is abused heavily. So generally turning off this ramp in a specific way kind of gives you a bit more height than you'd normally have. So it definitely makes this jump quite possible a little bit early on.
See if we get it this time. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to see Sandro, So this dude has lost his wife, and we are going to go find her. She is currently driving loops, literally just downstream. So
yeah, she's hanging out.
Yeah. I think the cycle that we got for her is actually kind of okay. Yeah, she's coming back down now.
Yeah, this can be actually a bit of a pain, especially if she's driving away, because the car when you start this game is very unwieldy and slow. Steering sucks, acceleration and traction sucks, so she can be quite slippery sometimes.
Okay, so now I'm gonna set myself up to essentially not do the jump that we did earlier, and we're gonna drive up this wall.
Because once again, this game's wonderful physics engine is programmed quite well, and it does not generally check for you driving up a wall if you drive backwards. So it kind of allows you to just go straight up without any care in the world.
This isn't the easiest thing to do, as you can probably tell. You essentially have to line your back wheels up in a very specific way, and you'll do something like this. Now, I am a bit far here, but it should be okay. Yeah, there we go. So, as a reward for finding Sandro's wife... Oh, daisies. Let's back up in here. He's going to gift us a pair of jet engines. And this alone makes us go really fast for no reason.
Nothing like taking your Japanese van and strapping a couple jet engines to it.
I've always found funny for this car model alone that it kind of gives him Mickey Mouse ears. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be driving on our way to gamble all of our money in a classic game of roulette.
Yeah, we've decided we've had enough of seeing an island that we are just going to go fully insane and gamble our life savings away.
However, halfway through this car journey, which I've just messed up, we're going to need to refuel our car. So the green bar on the right of us tracks our fuel. And as soon as that empties, we basically can't drive.
Yeah, you don't stop completely, but you go very, very slow. And basically you might as well be stuck.
Okay. And coincidentally, every single building in this game can refuel your car. So we're going to just drive to here real fast. And our car is now fully refueled. So we can now make the journey to our gambling addictions.
We head through the second area in the game titled Fuji City.
That was close. Yeah.
I feel like we forgot to mention the first area in the game is called Peach Town.
Oh,
it
yeah.
has a obsession with peaches.
There's actually an in-game achievement to bring James to his peach.
That's always very good. And next we're going to be heading to essentially rip off Las Vegas. A kind of like very neon lightsy type of town in the middle of the desert. Where, of course, we're going to do our gambling.
But before we do so, I am going to make a save file. because in order to do this, we have to gamble all of our money. So if we fail to do so, the run's essentially dead. So we can just go back to this save file if we do fail.
Yeah, world record attempts generally just skip this safety save and throw themselves at roulette, and if they hit, they hit. You keep the run going, but if you miss, that's essentially just a reset.
Could do a nice trick here to jump over the gate and just fly straight in.
We also have to do this for the 100% category, and roulette was about 30 minutes into the run, but fortunately that category no longer needs it.
And we ended up getting it first try. So how roulette kind of works? There's three spinning speeds that the roulette table will spin at, and you're essentially the ball for the roulette table, and you have to guide yourself to your number, essentially.
Yeah, generally runners keep track of the 0 and 00, and as soon as it hits the right edge of the screen, they'll accelerate and attempt to basically have a pretty solid hit rate on their single numbers.
So right now, I'm going to be buying my endgame parts before we essentially skip every single race in the game.
Yeah, the president's like, I want the person who becomes president to win the World Grand Prix. Actually, that's kind of just to get in the door. If someone can manage to get in his front door, then he'll race you anyways. So we're gonna essentially, in the most convoluted way, get into his front door.
So we're gonna drive up this wall here, and essentially drive off a cliff, and we're gonna land in a loading zone to get to the final place. Right, I'm gonna see if I can line this up. There we go. I'll take it. We're gonna drive through this door here, and we're gonna go to Cloud Hill. This is basically a city, like, in space. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, they got rainbow roads and everything. Super cool area.
We're gonna equip all of our parts, and we're gonna get into the president's front door. Nice spin there. So, we're gonna clip into the White House. Oh, fuck. I almost drove off then. So, we're gonna abuse a bounce back mechanic and text dialogue to do so. We're gonna push the bodyguard towards the middle of the gate and him. And we're gonna try and hit in between the gate man and the gate itself. The game's going to give us a knockback speed, which is actually going to be held by the gate man. And as long as we keep this dialogue up, we keep this held momentum, basically.
Yeah, essentially, in attempting to keep you out, they gave us the best way to get past this wall. They made a giant push box, which allows us to just get past their skimpy little wall.
And just like that, we're in the White House. And this is going to be the final race, and only race we do in this whole run. Time's going to be called when I finish the third lap. This race can be a bit finicky at times. But generally, with the parts that we do have, if you do mess up, you can just quickly catch back up.
Yeah, definitely this race can, especially when you're learning this run, can definitely still catch people out. It is not easy or free by any means. The President is, in fact, quite fast. So it does require good driving to actually beat him.
And I've just realized we're like super underestimation as well.
Yeah, it's been a super solid run, getting real life first try, for sure. Yeah, just to talk a little bit more about the speedrunning for this game, we do have this category, 80%, kind of this 15 to 30 minute category. The record actually sits around like 12 and a half minutes. It actually got broken recently after being held for about 6 years or so.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep, Japanese runner just beat the 80% record. There's a 100% category, which we get basically every achievement or stamp in the game, which is a 3.5 hour category compared to how short 80% is. I used to hold the record for that myself. It was also beat by the same Japanese runner recently. But that category is really fun because you get to see basically all of the game.
Okay, so time's going to be called in just a few seconds here. Time is called now.
Nice. Very solid run.
Yeah, with the practicing that I did beforehand, my roulettes were like second and third try, at least. Funny. After the speech that we get, there's a potential glitch that can happen, and where cars don't spawn in. See if we get it. Oh, we did. Let's go. So there's normally cars here, and the gate's closed because we technically didn't open it. But yeah, that's Road Trip Adventure 80%. It's very memey, and it's very fun to do. If you are wanting to pick this up, it's actually not that hard to learn. Because there's a bunch of safety strats that you can do. So like the save file that I did, instead of driving up the wall the first time round, you can just go back to Papaya Island and do that first jump again. And besides that, it's just driving and precise racing, really.
Yep. And if you want to do a bit more racing, we do have categories that do have a little bit more racing than one. But this game is super sick. I even recommend just playing it casually. This game is a fantastic time to just go and experience. It's just a generally fun collectathon.
We recently just added a category as well called No Major Glitches. It's 80%. However, you can't do the drive off the cliff or the clipping into the White House, which essentially forces us to do every single race. The run's about an hour and 50 long, give or take, and that actually lets you experience every single track in the game, along with the teammates mechanic that it has, where for the World Grand Prix you need to pick up 2 AI teammates and fully kit, not fully kit them out, but kit them out enough that they'll come somewhere between 2nd and 5th each time. That's a very fun category to do.
Yep, and we also, kind of another nice thing is we've kind of allowed emulator runs kind of on like a split leaderboard, so don't worry about feeling like you need to play on console if you're even just got a passing interest. Come come over to our Discord, hang out, do some runs. We're always appreciate new people showing up.
This run was also done on emulator. I did have a PS2, but I had to get rid of it recently. So just being able to download an emulator and just play it, it's just very easy to do.